Nas, arguably the #1 hip-hop rapper of all time, the GOAT of this, all right? God's son. Yeah, it goes by the name of God's son. Now, Nas was on stage. Nas was on stage with the beautiful, illustrious, sophisticated, highly sought after, irreplaceable Lauryn Hill. Gotta clap it up for Lauryn Hill. Big up to Lauryn Hill. Now, you guys know Lauryn Hill's like the chupacabra. She's seldom seen, all right? Lauryn Hill's basically off the grid. And when she came on stage with Nas, now you guys know we always like when Nas and Lauryn Hill perform together. That's something that we seen with I Ruled the World, a classic song, all right? So it seems like they continued that on stage. And we don't see too many examples of Lauryn Hill on stage, especially performing those classic records with somebody a caliber of Nas, right? And you know, we hold Lauryn Hill in a high regard, so we want to see Lauryn Hill performing, collaborating with people that are on the same level as her, as a Nas, all right? So now, with that being said, yeah, I said that. Shout out to Lauryn Hill. She's on that level. So with that being said, Lauryn Hill now, she came on stage. Lauryn Hill, I'm gonna clap it up for you. I'm happy that you've merged back on the scene. I'm super happy, right? Like I said, Lauryn Hill be off the grid. Now, Lauryn Hill came on stage and Lauryn Hill was dressed. Let me paint the picture. Lauryn Hill had this pink skirt on, this rock girl type of skirt on, the braids on, barrettes and woo-de-woo. And Nas is on stage and they're doing their thing. And that's the most, I haven't seen Lauryn Hill on stage doing a hip hop performance that comfortable in a long time. Something in me tells me that Lauryn Hill was happy to be on stage with Nas. Something inside tells me that. Maybe she wasn't smiling so much. It's not a smiling thing. It's rare that you see Lauryn Hill smile. But her energy. Lauryn Hill had an energy. She was commanding an energy on stage. Usually Lauryn Hill like she's bothered when she's on stage. Lauryn Hill usually like she's disappointed when she's on stage, okay? That's not the impression that I got when she was on stage at the VMAs with Nas, Nostradamus, all right? God's son. Now, Lauryn Hill's on stage. Lauryn Hill begins performing. Now, this is the thing. Lauryn Hill performed with Nas. I've never seen Lauryn Hill really go back and forth with Nas on stage because I know performing is another type of art. It's not just doing songs together. It's actual performance. They have to have good chemistry. They have to how you say, complement each other. All right. So now Lauryn Hill's seen on stage. Now, you guys know Lauryn Hill. Her baby father is one of the Marleys, Stephen Marley, I believe. Or Stephen Marley, Stephen Marley, one of them is her baby father, right? And if I'm getting the name wrong, excuse me, but there's a lot of Marleys, all right? And respectfully so, respect to the Marleys and Lauryn Hill, if that's not her baby father. You guys leave the comment section, let me know who's the baby father, actually, if I'm wrong, but I might be right. Now, with that being said, let me not take too long. Lauryn Hill was on stage. And Lauryn Hill's performing like she was a reggae artist. Let me just call a spade a spade. Lauryn Hill came on stage, performed with Nas. She started performing like a reggae artist. It was at one point that Lauryn Hill commanded the DJ to wheel up. Wheel up, hold up. Let's get this right. Wheel up that blood clot record, all right? So she's telling the DJ to wheel up. But this is the thing. Lauryn Hill was telling the DJ to wheel up. The DJ looks like he wasn't catching on to Lauryn Hill when she was saying wheel up the record. That means bring the record back. In reggae music, they say wheel up. That means bring the record back. So the record be playing in mid sentence and just stop the record and bring it back to the beginning. So that's what she was trying to tell the DJ to do. The DJ, like, he didn't pick up on it until she said it about 10 times. Wheel up, wheel up, wheel up, wheel up, wheel up the record. So I guess the DJ did not get the memo. And that's what I'm concerned about. So when Lauryn Hill came on stage, she kind of like, it looks like, I got the impression that everybody wasn't aware of how she was going to perform, how she was going to structure the show. Or did she just go, or did she buck the original plan? Because when you do a show, you guys got to do, we call it when you perform and before you perform. You got to rehearse it. Yeah, you have to rehearse it. So you do a rehearsal before you go on stage, a sound check, okay? So I'm pretty sure they went over their performance. Maybe they didn't. But that gave me the impression either she did not follow the original plan or she just switched up and threw the whole plan out the window and just did her own thing. And that's what I got the impression of, because the DJ, like, he did not know what she was talking about when she said "Will Up the Record." So throughout the whole thing, Lauryn Hill is approaching like she's at a reggae concert. Will up the record, will up the record. So at first I kind of was thrown off because I could see the chaos within what she was trying to do. And keep in mind, I'm thinking about Lauryn Hill, like, you know, Lauryn Hill always goes left. And sometimes going left, Lauryn, is not necessary. But you're an artist, you're eclectic, and sometimes artists do things that the average person cannot understand, all right? And they don't be perceived to be logical things. But the artists move how they need to move in order to create the art that they create. Nonetheless, I have no problem with that. So now, towards the middle of the performance, it started getting better, man. Shout out to Nas and shout out to Lauryn Hill. The performance got better. And Lauryn Hill is captivating, man. Lauryn Hill is captivating. Very, very, very captivating. The only thing I just didn't like so much, I feel like she overshadowed Nas because she was more navigating the chemistry between her and Nas. She was actually navigating the show, leading the show, spearheading the show throughout the whole. She seemed like she had more control over Nas. And rightfully so, to Nas's credit, I believe Nas relinquished control to Lauryn Hill. I believe this stuff that I see, stuff that goes without being said. I believe Nas was happy to see Lauryn Hill on stage. I believe Nas has compassion for Lauryn Hill. I believe Nas know that Lauryn Hill might be missing she might be off a little bit at times. She has all her senses, but Lauryn Hill seems like she goes through certain things that kind of take her attentions away from hip hop, and she seems like she's not a people person at times. So I think Nas took notice of that, and I think Nas was happy that Lauryn Hill even took the wheel, so to speak. So I think Nas, more so, he just played his role and let her just take the forefront. All right, so nonetheless, shout out to Nas and shout out to Lauryn Hill. That was a great performance, and we don't get to see that often. And we want to see a Nas and Lauryn Hill project. Somebody need to start a petition. We need a Nas and Lauryn Hill project, as well as we need a Nas and AZ project. Yes, Nas. Nas, you cannot deny us this, bro. Come on, bro. You can't deny us an AZ project. You cannot deny us a Lauryn Hill project, bro. You did it with Damian Marley, bro. I see you did a collaboration with Damian Marley. I liked it. I listened to it. I played it. I promoted it. I like it, man. But we need you to do something with an artist, with two artists that I always felt complimented you the best. And the track record proves it with your prior records. Lauryn Hill and AZ. If Future and Drake can do it, you can do it. All right? They're doing that in hip hop. They're doing collaborative projects. All right? Drake just did. What's the name? What's the name? Did a project with? Who did Lil Durk just do a project with? Didn't Lil Durk just do it with Lil Baby? All right. So that's what I'm referring to. Nas, we need you to do collab. I see that you back out. I see you outside, Nas. I see you dropping projects with Hit Boy. Shout out to Hit Boy, because Hit Boy got Nas doing shit that we never see Nas do. You know how long it take for Nas to put out a project? Now we're seeing Nas just letting go projects, because guess what? I guess Nas said that he used to be super critical of himself. So some reason Hit Boy has been able to remove that. For some reason, Hit Boy has given Nas the confidence in his records to put out records that he might be skeptical of, and not spend so much time critiquing the records and condemning the records, trying to find that record that fits that one agenda that you think, as opposed to people outside of you just loving your overall art, loving records that you probably not so confident in. You know how it goes. You your own worst critic, all right? So shout out to Nas, man. Shout out to the VMAs. Let's just keep going on. Shout out to Nas and Lauryn Hill on that performance. Let's clap it up again. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm loving the VMAs. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving it. That part. Okay, now, let's speak about Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was seen on the stage. Now, Lil Wayne, you did your thing.